child, these Ready to Love streets are heating up. Let's talk about it.
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxiie with Roxiie Says, and we're gonna talk about it. Today we are reviewing Ready to Love Season 10, Episodes 4 and 5. Now, I know that my video is hella late. I missed last week. I am so sorry. I've been extremely busy, but I am here now. Thank you all for being so patient with me. So let's get right into this video. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you are made aware whenever I post a new video. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. We're going to run through episode 4 first. All right. So last week, the men were in charge and their goal was to build connections with the ladies. They did some gym activities at Naeem's gym, but he was a bit upset at True because she came late and she gave him that Google number earlier. Okay. So they go back and forth about it. And baby True gets so upset that she gets up from her date with Naeem and she goes and she speaks to Khalil. But when she's speaking to Khalil, he asks her a simple question. How old are you? She don't want to tell him her age. Okay, True. Like, what's wrong with you, sis? I'm sure you asked him how old he was, right? This is an expedited process. You can't come on the show and be like, I don't want to tell my age. Like, girl, how old are you? Okay. So we see Sahara. She's speaking to Fritz and she feels like he's been sending her friend zone messages like, hey, friend, hey, friend. And in Fritz's confessional, he says that Sahara is loud and she's a lot, but he says that she's authentic. That's how he feels right now. Okay. We're going to see how he feels later. So they have a game night at Cam's house. Deanna and Khalil, they start connecting over there. Hussein is feeling Tay still. Rocky says that she used to sell drugs. I said, okay, Rocky, thank you for that information. Cam said that he used to deal with depression and he felt like he didn't want to be here anymore at some point, but he has his niece and she keeps him going. All right. So happy that Cam is doing better. We see Cam and Rose. They go on a date and she tells him that she's been cheated on in every single relationship. Do not tell nobody that, Rose. Don't tell nobody that no more, okay? But the date does go well, and before they eat, they pray. Remember that Cam said that he's not really big into spirituality, but Rose is. So the fact that he prayed with her, she liked that. She appreciated that. And Cam says that he's not trying to change her. So it was nice to see that he was open to saying a prayer with Rose. And we also find out that Cam likes eating oysters because they look like vaginas. I said, period, Cam. All right. So next, we see them go to Fritz's house for a pool party. The vibes are great. Everyone is having a really good time. And then we see Fritz and Coley. They have a conversation to the side. And she's like, I did some investigating. Okay. And I see that you follow a bunch of poly influencers on Instagram. But he claims that he only follows them out of curiosity, but he doesn't actually believe in it or want that for himself. And he says that judging someone based on their hashtags is a reach. No, sir, it's not. No, it's not. Because obviously you're only going to engage in content that you are interested in. So to say it's a reach, you're being disingenuous, okay? We then learned that Kiara's baby daddy is in jail and he will be out very soon. I said, oh, Kiara. I said, oh, Kiara. But she says that they're in a good space. They respect each other. Everything is cool, okay? We see that Eddie is feeling Angie because she was exhibiting some very wifey qualities during the pool party, you know, bringing the food and stuff. He said he liked that, okay? We see Coley and Jay. They go on a date and he says that she's not his usual type, but he's feeling her right now. And Coley says that she didn't think that she would ever be dating a man with a child, but Jay makes her feel very safe. And the date goes well for the both of them, all right? So then we see the fellas, they get back into the vault and they say that their top women are Rose, Tay, Angie, and Shanice. Fritz isn't feeling Kiara because of her baby daddy about to be out of jail. Naeem isn't feeling True because she came late and she gave him that Google number. Khalil says that he isn't feeling True because she wouldn't tell him her age. And Khalil says that Sahara gives homie vibes. And Fritz says that she's cool, but she's too unpredictable, okay? So Sahara and True are in the bottom 2 for this week, but ultimately they both get very defensive about the reasons that they're given for being in the bottom 2. And Sahara tells Cam, maybe I should just eliminate myself at this point, okay? She is tired of being in the bottom 2. But baby, True was doing so much when Khalil was being very nice. Y'all know I love me some Khalil, okay? So I don't know why you was even talking to him like that. He was being very nice to you, True. Very nice. She was like, well, which guy said it? Naeem, oh, the one with the 5 kids? Yeah, and the one that you were fiending for a text and a call back from. Don't forget that part, all right? Then she claimed that no one asked her age. Khalil was like, I asked you your age. And she was like, okay, well, I'm 35 years old. And he was like, okay, so why couldn't you just say that when we were on the date? She was like, you didn't ask. I'm like, okay, bye, True. Bye, True, because you're doing way too much right now. True, didn't you say in the first episode when Jay asked you why you were single, you're like, because men are trash and blah, blah, blah. And I'm healed. And I took the time. You are coming off as very mean, right? It seems like you have a little bit more work to do, okay? So ultimately, they say that True is not ready to love. And she's like, okay, whatever. Is the food coming? Is the food coming? And I don't even know why y'all eliminated me, because there are women here who are older than me. Oh, girl. Oh, girl, that is not the way to go, okay? Anyway, I am happy that Khalil left her sitting right there. And that was the end of episode 4. Now we are on to episode 5. Okay, so we see all the singles. They get together for Tommy's block party. And there is tension between Francisco and Tay, because during one of their phone conversations, he revealed to her that he did not have a car, nor does he have his own place. He is staying in a room. And Tay feels like if he isn't where he needs to be financially, how can he be ready for marriage? And she is 1000% right. Okay. Why are you here, Francisco? Wouldn't you want to be on your feet first? Or are you looking for one of these women to help you get on your feet? So Cisco says that he's been struggling since his divorce and he's just trying to get things together. How long have you been divorced, right? And if you know that you have things that you need to get together, why are you trying to add a woman to that situation that you know isn't even stable for yourself, right? You're by yourself and it's not even stable. Why would you want to bring a woman into that situation and add her to that struggle? And ladies, like I said before, do not feel bad for not accepting certain circumstances, because child, if these men were not attracted to you, they wouldn't even be speaking to you, okay? So they have requirements and preferences. You can have requirements and preferences as well. Don't feel bad about it at all. So we see Tommy and his wife of 23 years. They come out and they tell the ladies that the men are in power again this week. And I said, what? That's how y'all doing it? Y'all know this is my first season watching this show. I'm like, I thought it goes back and forth. No, the men are in power this week again. So we see Rose and Cam, they're getting closer. Rocky reads Naeem one of her sexual poems, but Naeem only sees her as a friend. Then we see Cisco venting to Naeem, and he tells him that he had a really vulnerable moment with Tay, and it was embarrassing for him to talk about. And he says that he's even experienced homelessness. And he says in his confessional, Tay pulling away from him makes him want to disappear as well. Now, I don't know in what context he meant that in, but I didn't like the sound of it at all. There's other women here. If Tay ain't feeling you for whatever reason, on to the next, okay? And honestly, just because you're vulnerable with someone does not mean that they have to accept whatever you open up to them about. It doesn't. Sorry. And honestly, I'm a bit offended for Tay that you'd even come to her saying that you can be a partner to her when you have a lot of work to do on yourself. And why doesn't your mom fool with you? He told Naeem that him and his mom aren't cool. I feel like that is definitely something that Tay should ask more questions about and get to the bottom of, all right? So Naeem speaks life into Cisco, and I can honestly say that I loved that conversation. I love seeing these two black men speaking to each other, speaking life into each other, because you can tell that Cisco really needed that conversation in the moment, okay? So child, next we see Cam spending time with Rose, but he's getting jealous because he's seeing Sahara chilling with Jay, and she's laughing a bit too loud. A bit too loud. And I'm like, sir, you're with Rose. She's right next to him, but he's so busy looking at Sahara. So the producers ask him, are you the jealous type? And he's like, no, not really. I'm not. No, you look hella jealous right now. You look hella jealous, Cam. We see Shanice and Fritz. They're bonding over prayer and affirmations, and they share a little kiss. But she feels like she's cheating on Francisco because she says she has a strong connection with him as well. All right. So now we see Cisco. He's speaking to Tay, and he lets her know that he's not mad at her or anything for pulling away. He respects it. He says that he just wanted to give her the information so that she had the opportunity to make a well-informed decision. And Tay says that she got a little scared because she has to evaluate how his situation is going to affect her, as she should, because it will. Okay, if they end up together, his situation is definitely going to affect her. So she tells Francisco that he's everything that she wants in a person, and she gets emotional and she starts crying, and baby Francisco pulls her in those big arms and gives her a hug and just holds her. And in her confessional, Tay says, he might lack the stability. It's a bit concerning, but I'm open to moving forward with him. I was like, I bet you are. I bet you are. So we see that Coley told Rocky that Fritz is into polygamy, okay? Now remember, when Coley pressed him on it, he says, no, I'm not into that. That's not my thing, right? Now the story has changed from, no, I'm not into it, to, I'm intrigued by it. Yeah, that's why you follow the hashtag. Go play with somebody else, Fritz. We ain't stupid over here. And then in his confessional, he says that Rocky is too loud and he's not feeling her at all. Anybody who checks Fritz is too loud, okay? That's his pattern. Child, next we see Coley. She's doing a whole lot with Eddie. Now, I saw this clip going around on Instagram, and I was like, Coley, I know that ain't Coley, but I should know that is Coley because I told y'all, Coley be doing a lot, okay? So she's trying to get Eddie to kiss her in front of everyone, and Eddie's like, nah, chill, what you doing? And she walks away, and she's upset. Girl, are you okay? I don't know if she had a couple of wine coolers or spritzers or what, but she was doing a lot, and clearly she was not picking up on the signs that Eddie was not trying to kiss on her. So when she walks away, Eddie says, look, it's just physical with Coley. I don't know if they've done something. Okay, I don't know, but he says it's just physical, and he doesn't want to make his other connections mad right now. And baby, Angie was watching them like a hawk, and she was so upset. She says that she thought it was extremely disrespectful. I guess Coley was trying to mark her territory, but she failed miserably, okay? So next we see them. They play a game for the ladies to show how much they know the men, and we learn a lot of interesting things during this game, okay? So Naeem, he has had sex in a funeral home. He said he used to work at a funeral home, and when they were bringing the body, he got a booty call, and they couldn't make it back home, so they just did it in the funeral home. Child, they dropped the body off. Okay, Naeem. Next, we learned that Cisco had sex on a crowded beach in Puerto Rico, and all the women knew that it was Cisco, okay? They was like, oh, that's Cisco. They went over and started ringing that bell. Jay has had a woman saying affirmations to his private parts during sex. Love that for you, Jay. Eddie expresses love through words and thoughtful gifts. Fritz said that he had sex in the back of somebody's Uber, and I'm like, well, who was driving the... You seem like someone who would have sex in the back of somebody's Uber. And we find out that Khalil likes to eat the booty like groceries. Okay, Khalil? And Cam says that the longest that he would wait to have sex with a woman is 1 month. And I said, yeah, Cam, we know, because you expect that once you tell a woman that you're a firefighter, for her to drop her panties, right? So, child, Angie and Sahara are the two winners of the game, and their prize is to go on a one-on-one date with whichever man they choose. So Sahara picked Fritz. And when she picked Fritz, I was like, girl, why? Why did you pick him? But she says that she thinks that he's disingenuous. So I guess she wants to take him on a date to get some more intel and get him the hell up out of here, okay? So they go for a little pedicure, and Sahara gets right into it, and she asks him if he is a one-woman man. And Fritz just cannot seem to understand why this question keeps coming up. Sir, because you are on Ready to Love, not Sister Wives. Of course, these women want to know the truth. They want to know if you're lying because that's what it's looking like. And now his answer is, well, I'm intrigued by the lifestyle, but I don't need it. You know, I can do without it. Child, then he tells Sahara that when he signed up for this show, he didn't have the same intentions as everyone else. He was just playing around, he was just playing around, but now he sees that he can gain something real from this, so he wants to take it seriously. And Sahara reminds him how he was copying and pasting text messages, okay? That's why they had gotten into it earlier when they were talking about it at Naeem's gym. And he's like, no, I wasn't copying and pasting, but that's what it's looking like. In Fritz's confessional, he claims that Sahara is all up in his face. No, she was not. She was not all up in your face. Not feeling Fritz at all. And Fritz, now we know that you're not too bright, because why? Even if you weren't serious, why would you tell one of the ladies that you came here just to play? Was that smart? Not at all. Send Fritz home, okay? Send Fritz home. So we see Angie. She goes on a sound bath date with Hussein. They look so nice together. They look so calm doing the sound bath. It was really cute, really peaceful, and they have such a nice conversation. And we see Angie give Hussein a little gift. It's an engraved keychain coin with a message for his son. It was a really sweet gesture, I have to say. And you can tell that Hussein really, really appreciated, and their connection has now grown even stronger. So now, child, it is voting time. Khalil and Cisco are both feeling Tay. Naeem and Eddie are feeling Deanna. Jay is feeling Kiara still. That's his boo, okay? Hussein is feeling Angie. Fritz is feeling Shanice, and Cam is feeling Rose and Sahara. So we see Tony ask them who they're not feeling. Fritz turns to the guys and he's like, y'all want to help me get Sahara out of here? Y'all want to help me get Sahara out of here? Child, Hussein and Cam and Eddie are not feeling Coley. They're not feeling her at all. Cisco, Jay, and Naeem are not feeling Rocky. And Fritz, Eddie, nor Khalil are feeling Sahara. But Cam gets really annoyed with Fritz because he was doing way too much in the vault, okay? He keeps laughing and saying Sahara's name. Let's get Sahara out of here. You know that that's Cam's little yeah, okay? That's his little boo. So he checks Fritz, And he tells him, yo, stop playing, stop BSing and saying that you want to kick Sahara off just because you have this little personal vendetta against her. Cam feels like Fritz is trying to convince the other guys to put her on the bottom to get her sent home. And Cisco co-signs and says, look, while the other men were talking, Fritz was there telling them, yo, vote for Sahara, vote for Sahara. That's corny to Fritz, that's corny to Francisco, and it's corny to me too, okay? Here's the thing. I still feel like Sahara would be on the bottom too, with or without Fritz mumbling in their ear. I really do, but what he was doing is extremely childish and unnecessary. Baby, Cam is hot though. He ain't trying to hear it. He ain't trying to hear it over his little boo Sahara. And in his confessional, he says that he knows that Fritz isn't here for the right reasons, and he sees straight through his BS, and a lot of the other guys do as well. So, child, when Tommy tells them that tonight is a double elimination, I said, damn, Cam, you might be crying in your pillow tonight. Your boo might be going home. She might be going home, okay? So we see him meet up with Sahara, and he tells her that he was fighting for her and somebody was actively lobbying to try to get her out of here. Now, Cam, this is my first season watching. I don't know all the rules, but I thought that you were not supposed to discuss things like that happen in the vault. Let me know if I'm wrong, y'all. He tells her the same thing that he told her last week and says that her exterior is a bit intimidating to a lot of the guys. Sahara says, look, whoever is intimidated by little old me, they need to man up, okay? So next we see Eddie. He meets up with Coley, and she is just so excited to see Eddie because she feels like this is going to be a great date, okay? Meanwhile, I'm thinking, girl, you about to go home. You about to go home. But he tells her that the guys are saying that there's not much more to her when they actually have a conversation with her. And I'm like, yeah, that's the same thing that I've been saying since she touched the screen on episode 2. And she says, well, I can only be myself. Okay, cool, Coley. And we see Eddie also tell her that she did a bit too much trying to kiss up on him in front of everyone at the block party. This girl goes and says, well, it's my first block party, you know, I don't know the rules. Okay, Coley, you play too much. Goodbye. So we see Rocky meeting up with Jay, and she's really excited for the date, but she's still a bit nervous. So Jay tells her that because she's so caring and so nice, it's hard for the guys to see her romantically. And that was a really nice way to put it, because in the vault, the guys were saying that they're just like not really attracted to her, right? They see her as more of a friend. So she says, you know what? I'm going to try to put more effort into the guys who I want to be affectionate with. Maybe that will help. And I feel like that was a great answer from Rocky. I love the spirit. And just for that answer, I hope that she doesn't get sent home. I really do, because she's really optimistic about the situation. But child, they left us on a cliffhanger. So we won't find out until this week, because my video's late, until this week, who gets sent home. Let me know your predictions. I'm hoping that Coley and, oh my gosh, who's the other girl? Child, I done forgot. Coley and, now I got to scroll up. I like Sahara. I know Sahara is a lot, but I like her, and I like how much Cam likes her, so I don't want her to go home. Send Coley home. Send Coley home, but there's 2 people who got to go home. I don't know. I'm hoping that it's not Sahara. Maybe it's going to have to be Rocky. Let me know your predictions down below. Don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe before you leave. Hit the notification bell so that you're made aware when I post my new upload, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!
Roxiie says we're gonna